First road trip. First road trip.
Well,
I can't answer that question. You're gonna answer that question.
oh yeah, so.
Would you consider our first, like, meetup to be a road trip, or?
I don't know.
Like,
That's what's hard.
Like, what do they consider a road trip? I mean,
I don't know. Okay, if you want to get super technical, anytime that we were like on the road together would be you driving me from halfway to your parents' house for Christmas, for our first Christmas.
Yep.
I think we met up the day after Christmas or something like that.
Yeah, I think so.
Picked me up, and then we went. That was the first time that I met
The family.
well, the immediate family,
Yeah.
and 90% of your friends, because
That's what we do.
they made it a point to be wherever Matt and I were going to be. Thanks a lot. So I didn't get a break at all. There was no like. It was all people that I didn't know. It was.
So that was the first road trip, I guess.
I guess, but like going long distance together.
Alright, Alabama.
Yep.
Meet her family.
My extended family.
That was an experience, yeah. That
It was the
fun,
first.
though.
We hadn't even been dating a year, and
You want to go to Alabama?
Sure,
why not?
We had our family reunion. Goes every other year. It just happened to fall on that year, and we were going right past, you know, where Matt and his family lived anyway. So it's kind of like, you want to get picked up and go on a road trip? It was like, where are we going? Alabama? What's in Alabama? My extended family.
I was like, alright, let's do it. Let's go.
So
Let's have fun. And it was a good
it wasn't
time.
like extended family, like first cousins. This is like extended family.
It was everybody.
My grandfather's brother's family. So it's all second, third cousins, and we're all really close. It's really cool because you usually don't get that, but it's intense. It's a lot of people. I remember you got there and Jimmy like cracked all your knuckles when he shook your hand. Oh my.
Culture shock, yep.
You got to play in the water balloon fight.
Oh yeah.
Sleep in the billiard room with us. Most embarrassing moment with parents.
Watching Shawshanked Redemption with your parents, for sure.
They were not mad at you for that.
I
They still laugh about it.
Because it was like one of my favorite movies, and I was like, oh, you gotta see this movie, and I know it was long, but you gotta watch it.
Favorite movie on TNT, where they
Right.
edit out everything.
Right.
All the
So
language is edited
I had
out,
no
all the
idea.
scenes are edited out.
No idea that it was so.
So literally you just get the redemption.
Yeah, so I was watching, and it just, the F-bombs started flying, and
In the
the
first 5
naked
minutes?
men, and I was like, oh my god,
The
the
people
parents
died
are
to
gonna
death in
think
the first 5
I
minutes.
just
Like,
love this movie, and like, I was just dying in my chair.
we were talking to my parents about this recently, and my parents still laugh at it because they still remember the way that they knew that Matt did not intend for it to be like that, other than Matt apologizing like all the time throughout the movie. Every time something happened, he's like, I'm so sorry, I don't know what is going on with this movie. They were like, you know, whatever. It's because he would like twist himself up further and further. He was in this one chair, and I'm not even joking. He had himself twisted into the wall like this. And then my mom said he could see the chair shaking because his foot was going so fast. So, it's not held against you. What was the question?
Most embarrassing moment from the family.
Oh, God. Okay, so, just so you know how big of an epic fail this was. I don't even believe I'm admitting this to anyone else other than the immediate family. He's gonna know as soon as I say this first line. Matt's parents got me a ticket to go to Les Mis with them. Yeah. Which was really good, you know, provided I knew nothing about the story or anything. It was I really loved it. I'm still in love with the musical today. But everyone decided that we were gonna go out to eat afterward. So we're waiting for our food, and I totally, when something bad happens, my brain just kind of erases it. Like, we're just gonna forget that this happened. I don't know how this subject got brought up, but somehow I made the comment that John Bon Jovi couldn't possibly be as old as Matt's parents. Or something to that effect. This was after explaining that one of Matt's friends had driven him to this one street in Tampa to meet halfway, it really wasn't halfway, called Barris, but it's spelled Bearss.
Yeah, or something weird like that.
And it's pronounced Barris. His father asked if it was Bare Ass Avenue.
That was fun.
There was just a whole lot of awkward.
Let's just move on to the next question.
But see, the sad thing is I had to pick which embarrassing moment with your parents, and that's just the one that happened to pop up. You're groaning already. What's wrong?
How did you know she was the one?
I kind of always knew, but the slap in the face knew. I had a conversation where I talked about things with you, and you didn't run away screaming into the night.
Okay.
You know, the dark and scary, twisty parts that I talked to you about, and you stayed. And it's never been a conversation that's come back to haunt me where you thrown it at me in a fit of rage because you're upset with something I did or said or something. You know, it's... I'm of the firm belief that, you know, people aren't normally like that unless there's a reason why, so. Your turn.
How did I know you were the one? Let me count the ways.
Oh, stop it. Here we go.
Again, it's like, I don't know if I don't think I had a slap in the face like you did. Where it was like, boom!
Oh my god. Well,
She's the one. It was just more of, I just knew that I was so at ease with talking to you, kind of like the same thing, that we could talk about anything, and that you wouldn't, you know, use it later in an argument, and that, you know, you were this awesome person, unlike anyone I'd ever met before, or since, you know, and I just knew that.
I just thought about something else. There's a couple of, like, funny, like, weird moments, too, that you and I had when we were only talking.
Yeah.
Like the song, Second Guessing, that I sent you.
Yeah.
That was, like, a weird thing. I just kind of knew that you needed the lyrics. And that ended up being something that was, like, it ended up being something way more powerful of a connection than I expected.
Yeah.
And then there was other weird things when you were still, like, you know, you didn't want to give out information about yourself or whatever, but, like, you would scan doodles that you did and things like that.
Yeah.
And I'd ask questions about certain ones, and it would totally freak you out, because you were like, that's so weird that you picked out that one, because it was, like, significant to you for some reason.
Yeah.
And then there was one, I remember, I think it was, we'll edit it out if you don't want it in here, but, like, the bulldog head on top of the bowling pin.
Okay, yeah.
And I asked about that one because I was like, it's really weird for you to do that. It doesn't really seem like your other artwork.
Yeah.
And you were like, that's really weird because it's not mine.
Yeah.
Because someone else doodled it.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. I was even thinking when you said it, I was like, did I tell you that I didn't draw that one?
No, because you would just send it to me, and I'm like, these are really cool, but what's going on with this one? And you were like, that's really weird. But how do you know it's not mine? I'm like, I don't